Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
children.
evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Shall we recall this theorem, children? Yeah, no replies. Fine. Tell me, children, what is given, what is the construction, and what is the proof? And before all that, state Thales theorem or state basic proportionality theorem. Who can state the theorem?
If a line is drawn parallel to any one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides at a distinct points, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio.
Thank you, Thirinesh. Very good. Very good. So which is the line here, which is parallel to one side of the triangle? Okay, what's the triangle here called? Triangle,
ABC.
triangle ABC. Triangle ABC. And which is that line parallel to one side of the triangle ABC?
DE is parallel to BC.
Okay, I've made some. Yeah, you can see I've inserted a different picture today. So by this picture, which is that line parallel to one side of the triangle? L is the line, correct? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, L is the line. I've marked it L. L is the line parallel to which side of the triangle?
BC.
BC.
BC. L is the line parallel to BC. L is the line parallel to the side BC of triangle ABC. Where does L meet AB? Which are the other two sides of the triangle? So L is parallel to BC. So leave BC. Which are the other two sides of the triangle?
AB and AC.
AB and AC. AB and AC. So where does L meet AB?
At point E.
L meets AB at D.
D.
And L meets AC at
E.
E. L is the line parallel. L is the line parallel to the side BC of the triangle, and L meets the other two sides AD. See, L is parallel to BC, so it will not meet BC. It will meet the other two sides. L is parallel to BC, so L is parallel to BC, which means L will not meet BC, but L will meet the other two sides. So it meets the side AB at D and the side AC at E. And we have to prove that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. If a line is drawn parallel to any one side of the triangle to intersect the other two sides at distinct points, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. So simply when L is parallel to BC, we have the result AD by DB equals AE by EC. What's the construction, children? Construction? Construction. Join
C and D and join EB, ma'am. Next, draw EF perpendicular to AB and draw DG perpendicular to AC.
Very good, Parkavi. Yes, so these four things we have to do. We have to join BE, or we have to join CD, or we have to draw EF perpendicular to AB and DG perpendicular to AC. Which are the triangles whose areas? Which are the triangles whose areas we have to find?
Ma'am, triangle ADE, triangle DBE.
ADE, DBE. Then, so we have to find the areas of ADE, DBE and find the ratio. Okay, then other two triangles.
AECD.
Please come again.
AED, ECD.
AED, AED.
And ECD.
Okay, I didn't get that clearly, but fine. I think you're right. CED, AED and CED. Okay. So when you find the areas of these two triangles and find the ratio, you will get AD by DB in one case and AE by EC in the other case. You know that the numerators are the same. ADE here, ADE or AED. The numerator triangles are the same. The denominator triangles are also they are different, but they have the same area. They have the same area. You can see it shaded here. DEB, triangle DEB and triangle DEC are two triangles on the same base DE and between the same parallels DE and BC. Triangles on the same base and between the same parallels are equal in area. So these are two triangles on the same base DE and between the same parallels DE and BC. So they're equal in area. They're equal in area. So from these results, we can prove that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Children, practice the proof for the statement now when you have time. Now meaning in these days when you have time. Before an exam, you should not be actually going through the proofs and all that. Proofs you should have practiced it so many times that you remember them, like you remember the tables of 2, 3. You don't have to revise the tables, multiplication tables of 2, 3, 5, 10, 15. You don't have to revise, you know it. So it should be like that. These results we saw yesterday. We'll do this proof. We'll do this. We finished this yesterday. Yeah. I would like to revise this. Yes, please see the read what is given and tell me how to prove AE by ED is equal to BF by FC. Do we have triangles, children? Do we have triangles?
No, ma'am.
No. So how do you get triangles?
Construction.
Yeah. What do we need to join?
AC.
AC. So now which are the parallel lines?
EF and DC.
EF is
AP,
parallel.
EF, DC.
All the three are parallel because?
Yes, ma'am. Because the BPT theorem.
No, please, no. No, not because of the BPT theorem. No, let's read what's given. ABCD is a trapezium. So if ABCD is a trapezium, which are the parallel lines? It's given there.
AB and DC.
AB is parallel to DC. Okay. Then further, it's given that such that EF is parallel to AB. EF is parallel to AB. So AB is parallel to DC, correct?
Yes.
AB is parallel to DC. And EF is parallel to AB, correct? AB is parallel to DC. EF is parallel to AB. So from this, all the three lines are parallel to each other. It's given to us. Two sets of parallel lines given. So from that we conclude that all the three lines are parallel to one another. See here, AB is parallel to DC. EF is parallel to AB. So yesterday I told you two lines parallel to the same line. See here, AB is parallel to DC. AB is also parallel to EF. So two lines parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. So EF is parallel to DC. EF is parallel to DC.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
No, children, I didn't excuse myself. I had to just attend to something. So I put myself on mute. Put the microphone on mute. Yes, so AB is parallel to DC, right? AB parallel to DC given, and AB parallel to EF. AB is parallel to DC. See here, AB is parallel to DC, AB is parallel to EF. So these two lines, DC and EF are parallel to the same line AB. The two lines DC and EF are parallel to the same line AB. So they are parallel to one another. That is, DC is parallel to EF. DC is parallel to EF. DC is parallel to EF, which means all the three lines are parallel to each other. The three lines are parallel to one another. The three lines are parallel to one another. Now, when you join AC, what happens? You have two triangles. You have two triangles. You have one ADC and another ABC. ADC and ABC. So apply BPT in this triangle. What is that you need? What is that you need to use BPT? In triangle ADC, what is that you need to use BPT? You need a set of parallel lines. So in triangle ADC, you need a triangle in which a line is parallel to one side of the triangle. So in triangle ADC, we have EG, which is parallel to DC. In triangle ADC, we have EG, which is parallel to DC. Don't see the rest of the figure here. See only this triangle. See only this triangle ADC. In triangle ADC, EG is parallel to DC. Why is EG parallel to DC? Why EG is parallel to DC?
Because EF is parallel to DC, ma'am. So
Because
EF
because EF is parallel to DC. EG is parallel to DC because EF is parallel to DC. Yes. So now in triangle ADC, EG is parallel to DC. This is enough to use BPT. So what's the result by BPT?
AE by ED equal to AG by GC.
Okay, since only Parkavi is answering now, I have to assume that the others have not understood anything. I can't go ahead, children. It's not numerical ones are easy to come back and explain. Proofs as we move ahead. If you have any doubts with the earlier ones, it's difficult to explain. Where are the others? Am I audible, children? Is my
Yes,
voice
ma'am.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, now I want some. Tirunesh also participates. Parkavi answers. Arnav. Yes, others. In triangle ADC, EG is parallel to DC. So by BPT, we have AE by ED equals AG by GC. So we'll have this, we'll call this result 1, which is the other triangle. Which is the other triangle?
ABC, ma'am.
Triangle
ABC.
ABC.
ABC. In triangle ABC, which are the lines? Which line is parallel to one side of the triangle?
GF is parallel to AB, ma'am.
GF is parallel to AB. Why is GF parallel to AB?
Ma'am, GF is a part of EF, ma'am, and EF is parallel to AB, ma'am.
Yeah, so GF is parallel to AB. In triangle ABC, GF. In triangle ABC, GF is parallel to AB. In triangle ABC, GF is parallel to AB because GF is a part of EF. GF is a part of EF. So since EF is parallel to AB, GF is parallel to AB. So what's the result by BPT?
CF by FB is equal to CG by AG, ma'am.
Yeah, AG. So suppose there will be one now we have two results. We have two proportions. There will be one ratio in both the proportions which will be the same. Just in case you have the reciprocal, supposing you have AG by GC here and GC by AC here, just take reciprocals on both the sides. Then you will have one ratio in common in both the results. In result 1 and result 2, you will have one ratio which is common. So here you have AG by GC is equal to AG by GC. Sorry, you have AG by GC here, you have AG by GC here. So comparing 1 and 2, we have a new proportion. AE by ED is equal to BF by FC. And that's what we had to prove. AE by ED is equal to BF by FC. So basically it is taking two triangles and writing the result by BPT. Consider two triangles in which you have a set of parallel lines like this. Write the result by BPT. So you have a proportion here, a proportion here. Compare these two proportions, you will get a new proportion. And here that's what we had to prove. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So here see in this figure it is given that angle 1 is equal to angle 2. This figure is given and that information which you have is angle 1 is equal to angle 2. You need to prove that PQR is an isosceles triangle. You need to prove that PQR is an isosceles triangle. That means you must prove that PQ is equal to PR. You need to prove that PQR is isosceles, which means prove that PQ is equal to PR. So for that, you can prove angle 2 is equal to angle 3. If 2 is equal to 3, when base angles are equal, when angle 2 is equal to angle 3, when two angles are equal, the sides opposite to them are also equal. Angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Angle 2 is equal to angle 3, the sides opposite them. When two angles are equal, the sides opposite to them are also equal. So that way you have PQ is equal to PR and so PQR is isosceles. PQR is isosceles. Now, we have 1 is equal to 2. And we have a proportion also given here. PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. We have a proportion given. PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. How will you use this proportion? How will you make use of this proportion? PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR is also given to you. When a proportion is given, you should use the converse of BPT. In triangle PQR, PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. So by converse of BPT, what is the result you have?
ST parallel to QR.
ST is parallel to QR. ST is parallel to QR. So if ST is parallel to QR, what do you say about angles 1 and 3?
Corresponding angles.
Corresponding angles, and they are equal now. They were already corresponding angles by their positions. Now corresponding angles are equal because the lines are parallel, corresponding angles are equal. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3. We are given, so see, how did we make use of this proportion? PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. If this proportion is, given this proportion, using the converse of BPT, the result we get is ST is parallel to QR. So when ST is parallel to QR, angle 1 is equal to angle 3, corresponding angles are equal. But angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Angle 1 is equal to 3, corresponding angles are equal. That's why we had to prove ST is parallel to QR. You will wonder 1 is already equal to 3. Why should we prove ST is parallel to QR? 1 and 3 are corresponding angles, but they are not equal because you don't know if ST is parallel to QR. 1 and 3 are corresponding angles by their positions. They are corresponding angles, but you don't know if they're equal because you don't know if ST is parallel to QR. That is why the proportion is given. Every information is given for some purpose. Rarely something given may not be used. But mostly the question, whatever information you have in the question is given for some purpose. So why is this proportion given? Why is the proportion given unnecessarily? You may think, no, it is not, or maybe I thought it was unnecessary. It is not unnecessary. The proportion is given so that we can use the converse of BPT and get the result ST is parallel to QR. Only when you know the lines are parallel, corresponding angles are equal. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3, angle 1 is equal to angle 2. So from these two, we have 2 is equal to 3, angle 2 is equal to angle 3, which means PQR is isosceles. Okay. Yeah. Read the information given. We did discuss this yesterday. We'll just see it again. All right, children. Tell me, though the answer is visible, let me zoom in. Yeah, tell me, children. First, what? Which triangle? In triangle?
ABC, ma'am.
In triangle ABC. Which line is parallel to one side of the triangle?
ML is
LM.
parallel to BC.
LM is parallel to BC, ma'am.
Yeah, LM is parallel to BC. Where does this LM cut? Which are the other two sides of the triangle? Okay, LM is parallel to BC. Which are the other two sides of the triangle?
AB and AC.
AB and AC.
AB and AC. Very good. AB and AC are the other two sides. Where does this LM meet AB and AC? So this line meets AC in L and AB at M, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Those are the points which you must, those are the points of division, L and M. That's important to find the ratio. Okay, so in triangle ABC, since LM is parallel to BC, see, we have a triangle and we have a line in the triangle, we have a line parallel to one side of the triangle. One side is BC here. One side is a triangle. So what's the result by BPT? The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. If you have a line parallel to one side of the triangle, the result by BPT is the other two sides. So BC is one side, leave that. The other two sides, AB and AC, they are divided in the same ratio. L divides AC, M divides AB, L divides AC, M divides AB. The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. What is the ratio on AC? What is the ratio on AC we have?
AL by LC.
AL by
AL by LC. What is the ratio you have on AB?
AM by
AM
MB.
AM by
AM by
MB.
AM by MB. Now these two ratios are equal. That's what is the result. The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Yeah, the other two sides are divided. AL by LC is the ratio. AM by MB is the ratio. They are divided in the same ratio. AL by LC is equal to AM by MB. That's the result. Which is the other triangle?
ACD, ma'am. Triangle ACD.
ACD. ACD. And in triangle ACD, which is that line parallel to one side of the triangle?
LN is parallel to CD.
LN is parallel to CD.
LN is parallel to CD. Okay, so leave that side CD because LN is parallel to one side of the triangle. That is CD. Leave that. Which are the other two sides?
AD and AC, ma'am.
AD and AC. Which are the points that divide AC and AD?
L and N, ma'am.
L and
L,
N.
yeah, L divides AC, N divides AD in some ratio. Now these ratios are equal. So AL by LC is equal to AN by ND. So now we have two ratios. Now you can see it's very easy to make out. This side AC is common, right, to both the triangles. This side AC is common. So this ratio AL by LC you would have gotten both. In both the proportions, you would have got this ratio AL by LC because the side AC is common to both the triangles. Is common to both the triangles. So when you wrote the ratios, this ratio AL by LC would have happened in both. And that's how we can compare. So see here, AL by LC, AL by LC. So on comparing these two proportions, we have a new proportion, AM by MB is equal to AN by ND. So now once you get this, you're happy that I got the answer or I have proved the result. But when you check what you have and what is to be proved, there's a slight difference. AM by MB, AM by AB, AN by ND, AN by AD. Oh my God. So the denominators, we have AM, AN, we have got AM and AN, but here we have AB, AD, AB, the full side, AB, the full side, AD. But here we have MB and ND. So you need AM and AN, but you don't want these two. What you don't want, take them to the numerator. So we have to take reciprocals on both the sides. If you want something, have them in the denominator. You want AM, you want AN, then keep them in the denominator. So we have to take reciprocals on both the sides and then add one. And then add one. The numerators will change now. The denominators will not change. When you take the reciprocals and add one, the numerators will change. And yeah, upon doing that, you get AB by AM is equal to AD by AN. Again, you check what you have got and, with what is to be proved. So when you check, what happens? When you check this one with this one, you see that you've got it, but it's inverted. So take reciprocals on both the sides because this is what you need to get. So taking reciprocals on both the sides, AM by AB is equal to AN by AD. Very simple, children. Got that? There's nothing to revise in all this actually. If you understand how the proof goes, there's really nothing to revise. Is it difficult, children? Do you think it's difficult?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Fine. Let's see the next one. I want you to try this in your book and tell me. We mark what is parallel. DE is parallel to AC. DE. DE is parallel to AC. AC, this one. D is parallel to AC and DF. DF. DF is parallel to. Very bad at annotating. Okay, just manage this. Yeah. So these are parallel. DE is parallel to AC. DE is parallel to AC and DF is parallel to AE. All of us can get it. Just take up the triangles, children, where you have parallel lines. Take up the triangles. You have to take two different triangles. Apply BPT. See, whenever you have set of parallel lines, apply BPT. So take up the correct triangles, apply BPT, you will get two proportions. Compare the proportions, you will get this result. That's all. Yeah, please do it. Please do it yourself, children. Don't browse the net and give me the answer from there. That's not going to help. That's not going to help you. You won't do that. I'm sure none of you here do that. I'm just telling you. Just reminding you that we should not do that. I'll just get back. Please keep your answer ready. I'll just get back.
Ma'am, the answer, ma'am.
I found the answer, ma'am.
Muthuvel, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you read the answer from your book? Can you read the proof from your book?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, read. Which is it for triangle you've taken up first? In triangle,
ABC, ma'am.
A, repeat, ADC, huh?
ABC, ma'am.
Sorry, ABC. In triangle ABC. Okay. In triangle ABC, which line is
B.
parallel to one side of the triangle?
DE is parallel to AC, ma'am.
Yeah, one side of the triangle is AC, correct? AC in triangle ABC, AC is one side and DE is parallel to one side, AC. Very good. Now, which are the other two sides of the triangle?
AB and AC, ma'am.
No, darling, not AB and AC. One DE is parallel to AC. Leave that side AC now. Which are the other two sides of the triangle?
AB and BC, ma'am.
AB and BC. Which are the points of division? Which point? DE is parallel, right? So you should look at the points D and E. See, DE is parallel to AC. So take the points, take the point D on AB and E on BC, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, since DE is parallel to AC, D is the point on AB and E is the point on BC. E is the point on BC. So what's the ratio, Muthuvel? By BPT? Sorry, what's the ratio on AB?
Ma'am, BF by FE is equal to
See,
DE
no,
by
no. See, you're doing a very blind approach. I'm telling you, I just told you that E is the point of division. Now on BC, you have 2 points of division, F and D. Which one to take? F or E?
E, ma'am.
On BC, we have 2 points of division, F and E. Will you consider F or will you consider E now? Which is the line parallel to AC? DE. So you must take D. Yeah, so you should take D on AB and E on BC. E on BC. Now tell me the ratio on BC.
BE by EC.
Yeah, on BA.
AD by DB.
But which is the correct proportion? You must say BE by EC is equal to BD by DA. BE by EC is equal to BD by DA. See, like this it should be. BE by EC is equal to, see, this is DE. You said BD. If you take BD in the numerator, on the other side you should take, if you take BE in the numerator, you must take BD in the numerator. These two portions are on this side of DE and AD and EC are on the other side of DE. If you say BE by EC, you must say is equal to BD by DA. But well tried, Muthuvel. Thank you. Which is the other triangle, children? Yeah, good, Muthuvel.
Triangle.
Triangle A.
Triangle E, ma'am.
Triangle A.
ABE, ma'am.
ABE.
ABE.
Yeah, ABE, because there only we have a set of parallel lines. Okay, in triangle ABE, which is parallel to one side of the triangle?
DF is parallel
DF is
to
parallel to AE.
AE is one side of the triangle. Which are the other two sides?
AB and
AB
BE,
and
ma'am.
BE.
AB and BE. AB and BE. AB and BE. So, which is that side which is happening again, children? When you took both the triangles, which is that side which is common now to both the triangles? ABC, ABE.
B, ma'am. AB, ma'am.
AB is a side common. See, just read the triangles. A, B, C. First you took up A, B, C. Now it is A, B, E. AB is a side common to both the triangles. So that the ratio that happens on AB will be common to both the proportions. The ratio that happens on AB will be common to both the proportions. Okay, so in triangle ABE, we have. Okay, now A is one side. The other two sides are AB and BE. AB and BE. F is the point of division on BE. D is the point of division on AB. So again, the proportion BD by DA is equal to BF by FE. BD by DA is equal to BF by FE. All right, I think you got it. So this is what it is on comparing the two proportions. So we understood since AB is common to both the triangles, AD by DB, AD by DB. So CE by BE is equal to EF by BF. But we have it slightly in a different way here, which means we have to take reciprocals on both the sides. So BF by EF is equal to BE by EC. Just taking reciprocals on both the sides. Reciprocal of this ratio, reciprocal of this ratio. So it's just that. We have two sets of parallel lines. Take the triangles accordingly. Use BPT and write the proportion. See, you should mention this. You should mention the triangle you're taking and the lines which are parallel. Then by BPT, this is the result. This is the proportion. Call that result 1. Other triangle, set of parallel lines. By BPT, this is the proportion which is true. Comparing these two, there will only if there's a side common, you will have a common ratio, children. Otherwise, you will not have. If you're taking two different triangles, there will be no ratio common. When you take two triangles, now here in these two triangles, AB is a common side. So there will definitely be that ratio common to both the proportions. Okay. So this is how it goes on comparing the two proportions. We get a new proportion and that's what it is. That's what is to be proved. All right. Yes. Look at the question in figure 5. DE is parallel to OQ. DF is parallel to OR. Show that EF is parallel to QR. You know how, like this should be understood. In this figure, parallel lines are given. So for this information, we'll use BPT and write a result. See, children. Now for this information, parallel lines are given. So for this information, we'll use BPT and write the result. We'll write a proportion. And for this set of parallel lines, we'll use BPT and write a proportion. So from these two proportions, you get a new proportion. Now you have a new proportion. So using that proportion and converse of BPT, you can prove that these two lines are parallel. From this, you get a proportion. When parallel lines are given, you can write a proportion by BPT. Parallel lines, you can write another proportion by BPT. Now you have two proportions with you. Comparing those two, you get a new proportion. Now you have a new proportion. So when you have a new proportion, using converse of BPT and that proportion, you can prove that two lines are parallel. Yeah. So tell me the triangle. In triangle.
POQ, ma'am.
POQ.
POQ and POR.
POR, ma'am.
Yeah, the triangles which we have to take up are POQ and POR. And which is the side common to both the triangles?
PO.
PO is the side common. So don't which ratio will happen in both the proportions? Which ratio will happen in both the proportions?
PD by D,
by
ma'am.
DO.
PD by DO. In both you will get PD by DO. In both you will get PD by DO. Okay. Sometimes doing this orally, this is how it goes. This is how the proof goes. So you will write a proportion from this triangle, from this proportion. On comparing, you can compare because there is a side common to both the triangles. So you can compare. There will be this ratio PD by DO common. So you get a new proportion. That new proportion in converse of BPT, you can prove that EF is parallel to QR. So let me show you the proof. Please go through the proof. So I'm not talking about this and this. You should understand these two. On comparing, you get a new proportion like this. Now let's read this. PE by EQ. PE by EQ is equal to PF is equal to PF by FR. So see an empty triangle, children. See an empty triangle. Just see an empty triangle. PQR. See an empty triangle PQR. And we have P by EQ. So let me mark E here. This is E. And this is F. Okay. So triangle PQR. So see this in triangle PQ, PE by EQ, PE by EQ is equal to PF by FR. PE by EQ is equal to PF by FR. This proportion, if this proportion is true, then by the converse of BPT, because we have PE by EQ, so E is the point of division. PF by FR, F is the point of division. So that line segment joining the points of division EF is parallel to the third side QR. These are the two sides which are divided. Leave those two sides. This is the third side. Leave the two sides which are divided. Leave these two. Meaning ignore those two. This is the third side. This is the third side. So why E is the point of division, F is the point of division. Join EF. So EF is parallel to QR. Is the result by converse of BPT. Is the result by converse of BPT. See only the triangle, only this one. Don't see all these line segments. It may be confusing. So now we have a proportion P by EQ. P by EQ. So see a P by EQ is equal to PF by FR is equal to PF by FR in triangle PQR. This we write on our own. Where is this possible? VE by EQ, PF by FR. It's possible in triangle PQR. In triangle P, this we write. After analyzing this proportion, we write this on our own. It's not given anywhere. It's not given anywhere. We analyze this proportion and this is true in this triangle PQR. It's up. See, it's not in triangle PQO, right? This proportion cannot apply to any other triangle. That's what it is. This proportion cannot apply to triangle QOR or PQO or POR. There are so many triangles. This proportion can be applied. Sorry, this proportion can be related only with this triangle. So this in triangle PQR, we realize that and we write it. It's not given anywhere. So then by the converse of BPT, when you have a proportion, by converse of BPT, you can say that two lines are parallel and the two lines are EF and QR. EF is parallel to the third side QR. Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So class, use the emoji. Raise your hand. Very good. See there. Anish, are you there? Anish, Reshmi.
Ma'am, I'm here, but I'm unable to raise the hand.
Okay, okay. Thanks for acknowledging. Anish. Reshma. Nafi. Akshay Ram. Okay. Okay, Nafi, fine. But okay. Bhargavi is there, Harshita, Hariharan, Shriya, Srimanasa, Lakshan. Shivani, Lakshita, Sudarshan, Ashwin, Shruti, Balaharish, Srinivasan, Priyadarshini, Arnav, Muttuvel, Priya, Thirunesh, and Thirunesh. Okay. All the children, thank you. Thank you for staying at your desk and being attentive. Thanks for being responsible. All right, let's move on. Yeah, let's take up the next one. Similar to the earlier one, children. Similar to the earlier one. Rakshan, since you're new to the class, are you following? Rakshan?
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes, Rakshan, you are audible. I can hear you.
Yes,
Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So in the figure, ABC, in the figure, what is this? A, B, and C are points on OP, OQ, and OR. Okay. A, B, and C are points on OP, OQ, and OR respectively, such that AB is parallel to PQ, AB is parallel to PQ, and AC is parallel to PR. Show that BC is parallel to QR. See, children, use this information in a triangle, give the proportion. This one in a triangle, proportion. Compare the two proportions, new proportion. Use converse of BPT and show that these two lines are parallel. Yes, I'll wait for some time. Please work and read from your book. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rakshan. Rakshan, you start.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Which is the triangle you have taken up?
Ma'am?
Which is the first triangle you have taken up?
Ma'am, ABC, ma'am.
A.
BC.
Okay. In triangle ABC, which line is parallel to one side of the triangle ABC?
Ma'am, AB is parallel to PQ, ma'am.
Okay. AB is parallel to PQ. Applies to which triangle?
Ma'am, PQR, ma'am.
No. AB is parallel to PQ.
Ma'am.
Yeah. In triangle, AB is parallel to PQ and which triangle?
PQR.
No, if you say PQR, A and B, see, when AB is parallel to PQ, A should lie on the triangle which you say, you know, A should
Ma'am.
lie. Okay, maybe you can disable your mic and listen to me. So A should lie on one side of the triangle and B on the other side of the triangle. So when you take up the triangle PQR, the other sides are PR and QR. A does not lie on PR, B does not lie on QR. Just a second. Yes, Rakshan, tell me which triangle? AB parallel PQ can be applied to which triangle?
Can you repeat, ma'am?
No, see, it's very simple. AB is parallel to PQ is given, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now AB is now the thing is which there are so many triangles. Which triangle to take up is what is the question. I'll tell you how to choose a triangle. AB, right? AB is parallel to PQ. PQ is one side of the triangle. Now AB, the points A and B, A should lie on one side of the triangle and B should lie on the other side of the triangle. Now A lies on which side? A lies on which line segment?
PQ, ma'am.
The point A lies on which line segment?
Ma'am, AB.
The point A, see here, the point A lies on which line segment? A lies on which line segment?
OP, ma'am.
A lies on OP. Rakshan, what about B? B lies on which line segment?
B lies on OQ, ma'am.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
lies on Q.
Q.
Now tell me the triangle. And AB is parallel to PQ. Now tell me the triangle.
POQ, ma'am.
Correct. POQ is a triangle. Now try this one also. AC is parallel to PR. AC is parallel to PR.
Ma'am, now I got it, ma'am. Triangle OPR.
OPR, because A lies on which side? A lies on OP.
OP.
PO, correct, PO. And C lies on
C lies on RO, ma'am.
RO. And AC is parallel to PR. AC is parallel to PR. So the triangle is one which has all these three sides. OP, OR and PR. You got it now, Rakshan?
Yes,
very good, very good. All right. So children, in triangle OPQ, OPQ, in this triangle, we have, so look at only this triangle. Only this triangle. Ignore the others. In this triangle, this is parallel. This one is parallel to this one. Forget the, don't see the others. Okay, now in this triangle, AB is parallel to PQ. So what's the result by BPT?
P by OA is
equal to QB by OB.
PQ by QO, ma'am.
Okay. No. Once again.
PA by
PA by OA
QB by OB.
QB by OB.
Yeah, right. PA by AO is equal to QB by BO, or you can say OA by AP is equal to OB by BQ. Now in the other triangle,
OA
by OA is C by CR, ma'am.
the other triangle is this one, right? This is the other triangle. Oh my God. This is, oh my goodness. This is the other triangle. So here we have OA by, this is AC is parallel to PR. AC is parallel to PR. So we have OA by AP equals OC by, so you see the beauty, children, this, which is the side common to both the triangles? OPQ, OPR, which is the side common?
OP, ma'am.
OP.
Side OP is common to both the triangles. AB parallel to PQ. AB parallel to PQ, we took the triangle OPQ. We have to take the triangle, there's no choice. And AC parallel to PR, to apply this result, not this result, this information. So AC parallel to PR, to apply this information, we have to take OPR. So you can see that OP is the side common to both the triangles. So the ratio OA by AP will happen in both. So make sure that you write OA by AP in both. Otherwise you have to take reciprocals. Write OA, right? write OA by AP is equal to OB by BQ. And in the other triangle, write OA by AP. Be conscious when you're writing. OA by AP is equal to OC by CR. Do we get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope we all understood how to choose a triangle. Any trouble in choosing the triangle, please ask me. Let's do it again.
No doubts, ma'am.
Anybody else? AC parallel to PR. AC parallel to PR. So PR is one side of the triangle. AC is parallel to PR. Now A and C, the points A and C. A lies on OP. C lies on OR. So these are the three sides of the triangle. OR, OP, and this one, PR. So the triangle is POR. Okay, so when you compare these two, we get a new proportion. When you compare these two results, what we just discussed, you get a new proportion like this, OB by BQ. So here OB by BQ is equal to OC by CR. So this proportion is true in this triangle, in triangle OQR, See here, OB by BQ, OB by BQ is equal to OC by CR, So this proportion is true in triangle OQR. So when a proportion is true, use the converse of BPT and you can, find a set of parallel lines. OB by BQ, So B is the point of division. OC by CR, C is the point of division. So BC, B is the point of division on this side. C is the point of division on this side. So BC is the line or line segment. BC is parallel to QR. The sides which are divided, leave those two sides. This is the third side of the triangle. OQ and OR, these two sides, they are divided by B and C. Leave those two sides. This side only is not divided by anything. So BC is parallel to the third side QR. BC is parallel to QR. So everything is given to us. Use this parallel line, use this information in the appropriate triangle and write a proportion. Use this information again in the appropriate triangle and write the proportion. Since we know that OP is a side common to both the triangles, so see OA by AP, very consciously we write OA by AP, here also OA by AP. So from these two, this is we have a new proportion. OB by BQ is equal to OC by CR. So by converse of BPT, BC is parallel to QR. All right. Children, I just assumed you have no questions. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. So here, using BPT, prove that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side bisects the third side. So this is the statement of midpoint theorem. A line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side. So actually it is parallel to the second side. A line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side bisects the third side. We need to prove this using BPT. Now, let's understand the statement first. There's a triangle. and there's a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of the triangle. A triangle has three sides. A triangle has three sides. A line is drawn. So now these are three sides of the triangle. Now say this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint of this side. A line is drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. So this is that one side of the triangle. This is the midpoint of that one side. A line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side. It should be drawn such that it's parallel to the second side. It should be drawn. See, you will wonder why you should draw like this. Why I'll go like this, I'll go like this. No, you should go in the direction such that it's parallel to the second side. Of course, from this point, you can go however you want, but we cannot do that. You have to go such that the line is parallel to the second side. So this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. This is one side of the triangle. This is the midpoint of this one side. A line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side. So you must draw the line in such a way that it's parallel to the second side. It goes parallel to the second side. If you draw a line like that, then it will bisect. So it will meet the third side. Where it will meet? At its midpoint. It will bisect the third side. So like this. Again, triangle. Triangle. Supposing you choose this side. This is the midpoint. This is the midpoint of, well, you're taking this as one side of the triangle. Now a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. Let me take this as the second side. You can take anything as a second side. You can take this as the second side, this as the second side, any side. This is one side of the triangle. This is the midpoint of one side of a triangle. This is the midpoint of one side of the triangle. A line, now you should decide if you're going parallel to this side or this side, that you should decide. So if I say, if I want to go parallel to this side, so I should go like this. I should draw like this, a line like this, see, parallel, parallel. So you must draw like this. A line through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side bisects the third side. The third side is bisected. So that means this is the midpoint of the third side. Now, supposing you want to go parallel to this side of the triangle. So if this is the midpoint, this is the midpoint of this side. So you have to go like this. So triangle, midpoint of one side of the triangle. If a line is drawn through the midpoint, see, you're drawing a line through the midpoint, through the midpoint. If a line is drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle, this is that one side of the triangle. This is the midpoint. You're drawing a line through the midpoint of one side of a triangle such that it's parallel to the second side. You're drawing this in such a way that it's parallel to the second side. Then when it meets the third side, it meets it at its midpoint. This is the midpoint of the third side. This is one side. This is the second side. This is the third side. Just a minute, children. Yes, children, I'm back. So this is what is midpoint theorem. We should be given two things. That is, you should know the midpoint of one side of the triangle. You must know that this is the midpoint of one side of the triangle. And this should also be given to you, that this line through the midpoint is parallel to the second side must be given to you. Given these two, the result is only one, that it bisects the third side. This is the midpoint of the third side. The result is only one. Given two things, this is the result. So if I name this, no, I think we have the figure on the next slide. Yeah. So if you know that, if it's given that D is the midpoint of AB, and since I zoomed it, I lost it. 1 second. This is midpoint. This is the midpoint. So you should be given, if D is the midpoint of AB and if D is parallel to BC, then the result is E is the midpoint of AC. You should be given two things. You should be given two things. D is the midpoint of AB, one side of the triangle. Then through the midpoint, DE is parallel to the second side BC. Given these two, the result is only one. E is the midpoint of AC. So now tell me if we have a triangle. If we have a triangle, if I mark this M, N, I'll make this T, I'll make this T, okay, I'll make this H, O and P. Okay, and I give you that O is the midpoint. This is given. Now tell me what is, which is the name the triangle. Name the triangle. This is H. This is H. Name the triangle. HPM.
PM.
HP or PMH. PMH is the triangle. Which is the side on which we know the midpoint?
HP.
HP. O is the midpoint of HP. You know that's given to you. O is the midpoint of HP. So O is the midpoint of one side of the triangle. O is the midpoint of HP. Now through O, there is a line drawn which is parallel to the second side. Which is that line through O? Which is the line through O? ON is the line through O. And it's drawn in such a way that it's parallel to the second side. Which is the second side?
PM.
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 ON is, yeah, through the midpoint. See, not from anywhere. Through that midpoint, there should be a line parallel to the second side. So ON is parallel to the second side, PM. Now, that line through O, where does it meet the third side? The line through O, which is parallel to the second side, where does it meet the third side?
NH, ma'am.
Not NH, N. It meets the third side at N. It meets the third side at N. So the result by midpoint theorem is that N is the midpoint of MH. N is the midpoint of MH. Given O is the midpoint of HP, given ON is parallel to PM, result is 1. N is the midpoint of MH. Is a result. You should have these two things. On one side, you should know the midpoint. Then through that midpoint, there should be a line drawn parallel to the second side. then the result is n is the midpoint of the third side. This we have to prove using midpoint theorem. I'm sorry, we have to prove the midpoint theorem using BPT. Using BPT. So here, see here, using BPT, prove that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. So triangle is ABC. D is the midpoint of AB. D is the midpoint of AB given to us. Then through that there should be a line parallel to another side. So through D, through D, through D, so through D we have DE parallel to the second side BC. Through D we have DE parallel to BC, see, parallel to another side, parallel to the second side BC. Given these two, the result is it bisects the third side. E is the midpoint of AC. That's what we have to prove. E is the midpoint of AC is what we have to prove. Do we understand what is given and all that? What is given, what is to be proved? The statement is the statement of midpoint theorem. There is a statement of midpoint theorem. So triangle, D is the midpoint of AB, and through D, through the midpoint D, DE is parallel to the second side BC. What we need to prove is E is the midpoint of AC, is what we have to prove. E is the midpoint of AC. Okay, the proof is very simple. So since we have in triangle ABC, we have a DE parallel to BC. It's given to us, DE is parallel to BC. So by BPT, we have AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. AD by DB is equal to AE by EC by BPT. But since we know that D is the midpoint, we know that AD is equal to DB. We know that AD is equal to DB because D is the midpoint. So we know that AD is equal to DB. So in this proportion, here we have AD, write AD as it is. Instead of DB, you can write AD because they're equal. Because AD is equal to DB. Or you can write DB by DB, anything. Because AD is equal to DB, AD is equal to DB. See, if you have x by y here, x by y, and you know that x is equal to y. So x by y can be written as x by x or y by y. Both, anyways, x and y are the same. This proportion we get using BPT. But we know that AD is equal to DB. So AD is the same as DB. So what we do, we write AD as it is. Instead of DB, we write AD because they're the same. AD is equal to DB. So AD cancels and we get 1. 1 is equal to AE by EC. So on cross multiplying, we get AE is equal to EC. We get AE is equal to EC. What does this mean? See, we've got AE is equal to EC. We've got this result AE is equal to EC. That means E is the midpoint of AC. So we proved that E is the midpoint of AC. Bisects the third side. So we proved that E is, the third side is bisected. The third side AC is bisected because E is the midpoint of AC. We proved that AE is equal to EC. That means E is the midpoint of AC. We proved that it bisects the third side. Again, you need to know the statement. A line through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the second side bisects the third side. Bisects means divides the third side into two equal halves. This is simple. Shall we take up the next one?
Yes, ma'am. In the question,
Yes,
they have
Yeah,
not
yeah.
given D is the midpoint.
Yeah, you can also take E as the midpoint. You can draw the figure anyways to suit the statement given.
Okay, ma'am.
We have taken up a triangle ABC in which D is the midpoint of AB. You can also say E is the midpoint of AC. ED is parallel to BC. You can see the diagram, the way you name it, and the midpoint of which side is known, all that is your choice. Was that your doubt?
Yes, ma'am. I thought that from where, how did we mark D as the midpoint like that?
So because it's given here, no, drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. So we have taken D as the midpoint of AB.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. You need to take a triangle in which you know the midpoint of one side, and you should draw a line through that midpoint which is parallel to the second side. Given this is given to us, given this, we should prove that the third side is bisected. So here, using converse of BPT, prove that the line joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. So this is the converse of the midpoint theorem. This is converse of midpoint theorem. Using converse of BPT, this is converse of you're going to use converse of BPT to prove the statement. The statement itself is the converse of midpoint theorem statement. The line joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. So what it means is, so you have a triangle. You have a triangle. Now supposing you know that this is the midpoint of this side, and you also know that this is the midpoint. You know that this is the midpoint of this side, and you also, or it's given that this is the midpoint of this side. Now these 2 points can be connected by a line segment. Now, when you know that this is the midpoint of this side and this is the midpoint of this side, then the result is this line segment will be parallel to the third side, These two line segments will be parallel to one another. When you know the midpoints of any two sides of the triangle, you have a triangle, 3 sides, any 2 sides, you know their midpoints. Any 2 sides, you know their midpoints. Now you join the midpoints using a line segment. That line segment will be parallel to the third side. Which is the third side? Those 2 sides which have the midpoints, not those 2, the other one. So the line segment joining the midpoints will be parallel to the third side. So another triangle, supposing you know the midpoint of this side and this side. You know that this is the midpoint of this side, and this one is the midpoint of this side. So this is given to us. This is the midpoint of this side, and this is the midpoint of this side is given to you. Then what is that? What is the result? The result is the line segment joining these 2 midpoints. The line segment joining these 2 midpoints will be parallel to the third side. The line segment, it's not line, the line segment joining the line also will be parallel. The line segment joining the midpoints of any 2 sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. So given 2 midpoints, you'll have to prove that the line segment joining the midpoints is parallel to the third side. Again, very simple. So here we are given that D is the midpoint We are given that D is the midpoint of AB. Also, E is the midpoint of AC. So we have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. We have to prove this. We have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. Given D is the midpoint of given D is the midpoint of AB, given E is the midpoint of AC, we need to prove that the line segment joining, the line or the line segment joining, it's given a line here, so I've taken a line segment. It applies to both. So the line or the line segment joining D and E is parallel to the third side. That's what we have to prove. We have to prove that D is parallel to BC. Okay. So since you know D is the midpoint of AB, you know that AD is equal to DB. If AD is equal to DB, that means AD by DB is 1. That is, when you bring this down for division here, if X is equal to Y, X by Y is 1. If X is equal to Y, it means X by Y is 1. AD is equal to DB. That means when you bring this to the left hand side, AD by DB is equal to 1. Similarly, we know that AE is equal to EC. That means AE by EC is equal to 1. Call this B. This ratio is equal to 1. This ratio is also equal to 1. This one is equal to 1. This is also equal to 1. That means these two are equal. That means AD by DE is equal to AE by EC. That means AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Oh, this proportion, we've got a new proportion now. AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So by converse of BPT, DE is parallel to BC. By converse of BPT, DE is parallel to BC. Is that clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So here ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium. You can see the parallel sides, AB parallel to DC. And its diagonals intersect each other at O. And its diagonals intersect each other at O. Show that AO by OC is equal to AO by OC. Oh, sorry. AO by OB. Okay, fine. AO by OB is equal to CO. Let me read what is here. AO by OB is equal to CO by OD. All right. So in words, we say that in a trapezium, the diagonals divide each other proportionally. In a trapezium, so you can just have a statement like this to be proved. Prove that in a trapezium, the diagonals divide each other proportionally. It's the same. This is what it is. In a trapezium, the diagonals divide each other proportionally. Okay. So that means it's actually this AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. Remember like that. Here it's given in a different way. I'll tell you how to get this, but AO by OC. This is the ratio of this is the ratio on one diagonal. AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. Take up one diagonal AO AC. Take up one diagonal AC. AO by OC. Take up the other diagonal BD. BO by OD. AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. Is what we have to prove. So for this, we take up a construction through O we draw, through O we draw OE parallel to AB, or you can draw parallel to CD. There are two lines, AB and CD. Through O, draw OE parallel to AB or parallel to CD. Okay, so here I've drawn parallel to construction, parallel to AB, anything, it can be anything. So we're given a trapezium, see here, with AB parallel to CD. The diagonals meet at O. We need to prove that. Okay, this one reads different, but say this, we need to prove that AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. Construction, through O, draw OE parallel to AB. So see here, OE is parallel to AB. But we know that AB is parallel to CD. So from these two, we have OE is parallel to CD. Because AB is common in both. So OE is parallel to CD. This is by construction. This one is given. This is by construction. This is given. Comparing these two, we get a new set of parallel lines. OE is parallel to CD. Now take up two triangles which have the parallel lines. So one is which have this one, OE parallel to CD. Because you cannot take up OE parallel to, where is this? AB parallel to CD, you cannot use this. AB parallel to CD. AB parallel to CD, you cannot use this at all. You cannot use AB parallel. This is by construction. This is given. This is a new result we have. We have three sets of parallel lines. We have three sets of parallel lines. But you cannot use this in any triangle because ABCD, please understand, you cannot use them in any triangle. So ignore this. So take up a triangle which has OE parallel to AB and take up another triangle which has OE parallel to CD. Take up a triangle which has OE parallel to AB and another triangle where OE is parallel to CD. So see here, I've taken up OE parallel to CD first. So where is OE? This is OE parallel to CD, this one, parallel to CD. So see here, ignore this one. Ignore this one. Ignore this one. See only this triangle A, B, C or ACD. All right. In this triangle, we have OE parallel to CD. OE parallel to CD. So what's the result we have by BPT? Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I was telling you, ignore this one. So in triangle ADC, we have OE parallel to DC. So by BPT we have AE. We have AE by ED equal to AO by OC. Because this is parallel. This is parallel to this side. Then the other triangle, which is the other triangle? I said use these two sets of parallel lines. Don't use AB parallel to CD. You cannot use AB parallel to CD. OE parallel to AB and OE parallel to CD. We just finished with OE parallel to CD. Now where is OE parallel to AB? Which triangle? OE parallel to AB in which triangle? OE. ABD. In triangle ABD, you can see that OE is parallel to AB. So again the proportion by BPT. By BPT we have DO by OB is equal to DE by EA. Now you can see that in these two triangles ACD and ABD, AD is the side common. AD is common. AD. So the ratio on AD, this ratio on AD you will get in both. AE by ED you will get in both. Here AE by ED. So when you're writing the second one, make sure that you write it in the same way. AE by ED, write it as AE by ED here also. When you take up the two triangles and when you apply BPT, just identify the common side. There will be a common side. Only then you can compare the two proportions. Please think for yourself. I'm not telling you again. This one, ignore this one. You have to take up this and this set of parallel lines. This one is in one triangle. This is another triangle. In both the triangles, use BPT. Write the proportion. When you identify the triangles, you can make out that AD is the common side. So if AD is the common side, AE by ED is common to both. That's how when you compare, you get a new proportion. AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. Now, this one is called alternando. I forgot to write the reason here. This is called alternando. You can exchange this. You can bring this down here and take this up here. You can bring BO down and take OC up here. So you get AO by OB is equal to AO by OB is equal to OC by OD. Just cross multiply, children. The result is the same. Cross multiply this. AO into OD is equal to OC into BO. Cross multiply this. AO into OD is equal to BO into CO. It's the same thing. So exchanging this, bringing this down here and taking this up here is not going to change the proportion. It remains the same. When you bring this down here and take this up here, on cross multiplying, you can see there is no change. So this way of handling a proportion is called alternando. The property is called alternando. Invertendos taking reciprocals on both the sides. Alternando. ALTERNENDO. Alternando. There are many properties of proportions. Componendo, dividendo, alternando, invertendo. It was once a part of CBSE syllabus. I think way back in 2006 or 7. That first chapter used to always be changed. Now we have real numbers, right? We have been having real numbers for a long time. Earlier, CBSE used to change a few chapters. After every 2 or 3 years, there will be a slight change in the chapters. 15 chapters always, but some 3 chapters will be removed and some new 3 chapters will be introduced. But now it's been stagnant. The syllabus has been stagnant for, I think, the last 10 years at least. No change. Yeah, so this is alternando. See, the point is I don't want anyone to find proofs difficult. It's very easy to identify the triangles. So this is the construction. OE parallel to AB is the construction. OE parallel to AB is the construction. What is given? We are given a trapezium. We'll have to prove that. We'll have to prove this proportion. That's all. You're just given a trapezium. We have to prove this. Construction, draw OE through this point O. Draw OE parallel to AB. So when you do that, we already know AB is parallel to CD because it's a trapezium. Now comparing these two, we have a new result like this. OE is parallel to CD. OE is parallel to CD. So AB is common. So OE parallel to CD. Now you cannot apply this set of parallel lines to any triangle. So use this and this. This is to be used in the triangle OE parallel to AB. Look at this. Watch carefully. OE and AB. Okay. Children, now I'm telling you how to identify the triangles. Please listen carefully. OE is parallel to AB. All right. So AB is one side of the triangle. Take that. Now OE. Where is O? On which side do you have O? You need to take AB. Okay. If you're confused, O is on 2 sides. So on which side do you have E?
AD.
AD.
AB. Yeah, from that you can identify the triangle. So see here, OE is parallel to CD. Which one am I talking about this? Okay, I think I was talking about this. Okay, fine, let me talk about this. OE parallel to CD. OE parallel to CD. So OE parallel to CD means CD is one side of the triangle. OE is parallel to CD. So CD is one side. Now O and E, where is O? Okay, where is E? E is on AD. E is on AD. So you have 2 sides. A, D, C. That's a triangle. OE is parallel to DC. So DC is one side. And O is on which side? You're confused because there are 2 sides which have O. So leave that. E is on AD. So now see AD, C is a triangle. ADC. ADC is the triangle where OE is parallel to CD. Then when you take up OE parallel to CD, OE parallel to AB, OE parallel to AB, AB will default be one side of the triangle, AB will be default one side of the triangle, which is the other side. So we have OE, right? Take up E, E lies on AD, this one, this side, and you need to include this one. So the triangle is DAB. This is a triangle. DAB. DAB is a triangle. DAB is a triangle. This one. So you identify the triangles, set of parallel lines by BPT proportion. When you identify the triangles, you make out that AD is the side common to both. AD. In both you have AD. So the ratio on that AE by ED, you will get in both the proportions, AE by ED. On comparing, you get this, but this is not equal to the result. You can see that BO is down here, OC is up here. Please do that. That property is called alternando. You can exchange this, you can take this here and bring this down, and that's a result. So this is the proof for the diagonals of a trapezium divide each other proportionally. So you have problems based on this. You will be given, so this is the result. You remember like this, children. You remember the result like this easily. AO by OC is equal to BO by OD. So they'll give you, this is like x plus 2, this is x plus 5, this is 2x minus 3, this is some 3x minus 7. And they'll say find x. Find x. You'll have a figure like this in which some expression will be given for this, some expression for OA, OC, OB and OD. And the question will be to find x. So whenever we have to find something, we need to connect the information and put it in the form of an equation. The information should be exhibited in the form of an equation. Whatever information you have, you must use that and try to create an equation, because only on solving an equation you can find the value of x. And the equation will be this: AO, because it's a trapezium, diagonals divide each other proportionally. So AO by OC is equal to BO by OD, and substitute the expressions, cross multiply, you will get a quadratic equation. Solve the quadratic equation and find the value or values of x. Even for BPT, you will have, questions like this. So, for example, you'll be given that this is parallel to this. Okay, this is parallel to this, and PS will be, PS is say something like 3x minus 12, and this is like x minus 4. This is like PT is some 2x minus 6, and say TR is something like 5 also. It can just be a number. It can also be a number. TR is 5. So you will have some expressions for PS. You will have some expressions for PS, SQ, PT and TR. And the question will be to find that unknown variable X or Y or whatever. So you must write, since ST is parallel to QR by BPT, PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. And then substitute the expressions given, cross multiply, solve that and find the value of the variable. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Please go through the last one, that trapezium proof. To prove that the diagonals of a trapezium divide each other proportionally, please go through that. It's a simple one, but you should know to identify the triangles. Very simple to identify the triangles. Please try it for yourself. We'll do it again in tomorrow's class. Okay, the class on Friday. All right, so children, that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
children.
ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.